Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good day. It was a good day here. First Saturday I've had off that didn't involve a funeral or anything in a while, so that was nice. I didn't do a whole lot. I went out with a friend and got coffee and drive and stuff like that. So nothing in particular, but I did get a compliment. But she had to be right up on me to get it, and I'll get into it. Anyway, as y'all seen from my video this morning, I went with I've worn this like 3, maybe 4 times now, so this is a full-blown review. I've worn it enough. I think I could do justice to a review. Velvet Collection Desert Oud by Milestobe Parfums. I got it, knew nothing about it, still don't know a whole lot. I'll give you what I could find, and it's not much. It's a Middle Eastern clone house. I think Saudi Arabia. They do have a website, and it's just milestobeparfums.com, which I figured would be it's a .com website. It's all in Arabic. I cannot figure out a way to change it. I just can't. I tried buttons and stuff, and I couldn't find a way to change it. So if you know how to change it, let me know if you go there, because I'd really like to read it in English to see what it says. But anyway, that's the website. The only place I found them for sale other than the website was this website called parfumoabsolu.com. I don't know if I trust them though. And I don't mean any disrespect to anybody from this area, but it's a South African website, and it kind of looks not very professional. Not bad or anything. It's not like some kid did it in their home on, Squarespace or whatever. It looks like it was done professionally, but it's just got that tinge of maybe not. The Visa and MasterCard thing they got showing is like old school symbols, and they take payment through Facebook and Instagram. That's like, no. And the money isn't South African. You can convert it to US, which I did figure out how to do because that's right there on the website. And they're about $10 US for them. So that's not a bad price. Depending on the dollar, it can be anywhere from $12 to $14 depending on or $12 to $13 depending on the fluctuation of the Canadian dollar to American. But I don't know what shipping is. There's no listing how much shipping is, or do you get, like with most discounters, you buy so much money or so many bottles, you get free shipping or at least a discount on shipping. They had nothing like that listed. So I just wouldn't want to put my credit card on that site. Maybe get a prepaid card and use it. I think I'll probably do that and get a few more of these just to try them out. It's only $10 a bottle. But I'm in no rush to do that, so at some point in time. Yeah, so that's all the information I could find on it. It's not much, I know, but it's all I could find. And I spent an hour looking for information on this, probably 2 combined into 10, 15 minutes here and there. And that's really all I could find. I couldn't even find what it's a dupe of, but it's obvious what it's a dupe of with the smell and the bottle. You can just Google a bottle, just Velvet Desert Oud, and it'll bring up the Dolce and Gabbana bottle. It looks identical, or I should say this looks identical to that, even the cap. The presentation on this is actually very nice. If I get rid of that, it would be perfect. I don't like that paint thing that should be on the bottom here. Which brings me to that. There's batch numbers and everything, and it meets all the requirements to be sold here in Canada, the United States, most first world countries, I guess. So it's perfectly, there's no carcinogens in it or anything that shouldn't be in it. It's acceptable. So again, I couldn't find any notes. So I'm just going to give you what I think is in there. Smell. I did look at the Dolce and Gabbana one, and it's pretty much the same what they say in it. But I spell, like, they got no florals or anything listed in the Dolce and Gabbana one. There's tons of florals in this, stuff like that. They have no citrus listed in the Dolce and Gabbana one. It's got some citrus, but very light. So this is what I smell. Right off the get-go, it is a smoky incense scent, but not like a, don't think a myrrh or anything like that incense. It's more of a woody, smoky incense, like a Gaiac wood, with oud. It's it's got a lot of oud, but it's not an overpowering oud. It's definitely a Western oud. You know what I mean by that, if you know what ouds are. There's no funkiness to it at all. It's not overpowering. It's just there. But it's mostly smoke off the top, incense, and I love that. I love that incensey, that woody incense, like burnt wood almost. I really do like that. I love that, actually. And it's, like I said, this tiny hint of citrus, just a tiny hint. But you got to really dig to smell it, but it is there. The mid, I'm guessing there's rose. Well, I know there's rose and lavender in it. Because it's powdery, it's rosy, and lavendery. I mean, it's just what it is. And then the base is just really musk and wood with a tiny hint of amber. Anyway, let's get right into it. Because they were the notes that I could smell. So basically, oud, Gaiac wood, incense, rose, lavender, a little bit of amber, some musk, and some wood. Cedar wood, I'm guessing. But yeah, obviously, like I said, it's a dupe of Dolce & Gabbana Velvet Desert Oud. It's even got the same name, Velvet Desert Oud. This is just Velvet Collection. Same name, same bottle. Just look it up. It is identical. Like, you'd be surprised. And that brought me on to what I was talking about. This company here is doing what I was saying in my video a couple videos ago about clone companies. If you're going to clone, like I said, either do your own thing, your own bottles, or go all out. And this company goes all out. They got one that's, well, they all look identical, the bottles, and the names are pretty damn close to what they're cloning, if not identical. For example, the Tom Ford, they got a Tom Ford Fucking Fabulous clone. It's in a Tom Ford bottle. And it's clever, actually. I give them this one. They have, like, censorship marks, and then King and censorship marks. So it's King Fabulous. Like I said, definitely give them dudes for that. Love that. Go all in. Dupe the shit out of everything. Do it. I like that. So the smell, what do we get when I first spray it on? It is a woody incense. Again, with a slight citrus, but not a whole lot. Mostly just a woody incense and rose combination. And that lasts for about a half hour. Well, the incense lasts the whole life of the scent. It's woody and oudy the whole life of the scent, to tell you the truth. But that's where it's the most prominent, right? But the florals take over really quick. Like I said, within a half hour, it becomes more of a powdery rose and lavender scent with a little bit of other florals in there. Jasmine. I'm picking up a tiny bit of jasmine. And that's kind of it for a few hours. It's always got that woody incense vibe to it, but it's mostly rose. A rose and lavender. Which is feminine to me. This is a unisex scent. And that's very feminine to me. But like I said on my first impressions video, when you smell it, you smell the rose and oud, but in the back, or the rose and lavender, it's powdery, it's feminine. But in the background, there's a hint of that masculinity, that woods and that oud and that smokiness. And it's like, ooh, it's nice. Very nice. That's not my favorite part, though, because of the rose. Just very dominant. And it's unfortunate because that's the vast majority of the life of the scent is that mid. So the scent only lasts about 4 or 5 hours. And for 3 hours of it, it's that mid. I mean, just the way it is. Well, about 3.5 hours, it's that mid, but it's long enough, or 2.5 hours. It's long enough that it's the majority of the scent, which is kind of let me down a bit. But it's still got the masculine tinge to it, so I still don't totally dislike that. It's okay. But then that dry down comes in, and it's again, the woods start to take over a little more over the. There's always, like I said, that powdery, rosy vibe, but the woods start to kind of take up a bit. The oud starts to come out again, and the gaiac wood and the incense starts to come out again with a slight hint of ambery sweetness. It's not, again, a sweet scent by all. It's a dry scent. Desert, I guess. It's a dry scent. So what is that? I've never smelled the desert, and I've heard a few people say about the Dolce and Gabbana that it reminds them of the desert. I don't know. I'm Canadian, so deserts really aren't a thing here. I guess technically I've been to a desert because I've been to the tundra, which is scientifically classified as a desert because of the precipitation and whatnot. Doesn't really get any, but it's frozen. It's a frozen desert. So I've never been to what we would consider a desert. Sandy dunes and sun overhead and 9,000 degrees in the day and minus 40 at night. I've never been to a desert. So I don't know if it smells like a desert. But it's definitely a dry scent, so I get that desert vibe. I can understand that. But anyways, going off on a tangent about that. Performance, not the greatest, not the worst. 4 to 5 hours. Projects for about a half hour, 40 minutes. About an arm's length out there. Then comes in pretty quick. But that's okay. You know, it's a type of scent. It falls into that. I guess the Dolce and Gabbana is the same. Just lackluster for the price. That's ridiculous, though. And Dolce & Gabbana's like $250-300. It's $20. And I guess the Dolce & Gabbana doesn't perform any better. I don't know. I don't have it. Never will have it. Just going by what people say. People only getting 3-4 hours out of it. No projections. Kind of the same thing here, really. So they duped it good that way. Yeah, I mean, realistically, you could reapply about the 3-hour mark. I did that shave video about 9 in the morning, or that putting my aftershave on, or my cologne on at like 9 in the morning. By about 12:30, I reapplied. By about 3 o'clock, I reapplied. By about 6:30, I reapplied. And just before I went out there, about 8 o'clock, I reapplied. So I reapplied like 4 or 5 times today. And a good amount, like I said. 4 in here, a couple on the chest, 1 on the arms each time. And so the performance, not the greatest, but not the worst either. Compliment factor? The girl I was out having coffee with tonight, when I gave her a hug, hey, have a good night. Just a friend. She said, "Oh, I like that. That's nice. It's soft, but I like it." So I guess when they can smell it, it's a compliment getter. I really like the scent, though. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't like the scent. Yes, that rosy, feminine aspect kind of throws me off, but it's got enough of the masculine tinge in the background that it's okay. I can deal with that. If it didn't have that masculine woods in the background, I'd probably not like it at all. And that oud smokiness throughout, I probably wouldn't like it at all. It'd be way too feminine. As it stands, it's still unisex, leaning feminine in my judgment, I guess. I don't know what you want my thoughts on it. But not so feminine that, a guy can't wear it. Again, unless you're hairy-chested, gold chain, alpha male. I mean, you're fine. You're fine. So man or woman, either one could wear it. It's nice for what it is, $20. Like I said, Bo, I paid $20 for it. You can get it for like $10 or $15 on that website. I just don't. Let me know if you guys ever used that website, though. Like, is it legit? Perfumo absolute.com. Is it legit? And again, if you're from South Africa, I'm not trashing your country or anything like that. It's just, it's from South Africa and doesn't look the greatest. I'm kind of iffy on it. Kind of sketchy. So, yeah, that's it, guys. That was a review. I haven't done a review in a while, so that's the review. Peace. Love. Be good to each other.